welcome you all back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to see how we can find the second largest element in an array. So we are provided with an array of int and these are the values of that array. We do have this method where we need to pass an array of int and it will return an int which will be the second largest element or the second highest element, and later on we will print it. Okay, so all the logic to find the second largest element is inside this method. So let's go inside this method and understand the logic. What we are doing here is we are having two variables of int type. We are calling it highest and second highest, and we are assigning same value which will be the smallest value possible for integer, and that will be this value. When you write this line, it will automatically import to the smallest value possible for integers. Okay, and it will assign this value to both highest and second highest. Okay, we'll understand why we are doing this in a second, but before that let's understand what we are doing here. Is we have a for loop and we are running it from I is equal to 0 till I less than the length of the array, and we are incrementing the value of I, and inside this we are checking. We have to if and else if condition, and in if condition we are checking if the value at index I is greater than the highest. So as of now highest is this, so array value at index I, which is 7, for I is equal to 0, the this value will be 7. Okay, so 7 is greater than this value. Yes, it is greater than this value, right? So what we are doing is we need to understand this. We are taking the highest value and we are assigning it to the second highest, and what we are doing, we are taking this value which we found is greater than the highest also, okay, and assigning it to the highest value. So the highest value is now 7 and the second highest value is this value. Okay, now let's run the loop again, and the value of I will increment to 1. What we see at index I is equal to 1, we have the value 5. So 5 is greater than the highest. What is the highest here? Highest is 7. Okay, so 5 is greater than the highest. No, it is not greater, right? Then we will go to else if condition and we will check this condition. Okay, so we need to understand it very carefully what we are trying to do over here. So what value it is at I is equal to 1, we have 5, and 5 is greater than second highest. Second highest value is still this. Okay, so this condition is true, 5 is greater than second highest. But there is one more condition, which is if 5 is not equal to the highest, and that is true. Why? Because highest is 7 and this is not equal to 7. Okay, so if we term this statement in general English, so since it is not greater than highest, it should be in between second highest and highest, then we can change the value of second highest. Okay, like this we are assigning the value of second highest. So now 5 will be the second highest number, and similarly we'll keep on doing this, and at the end we'll find the second highest value. So let me run this program and we'll debug this program step by step so that you guys can understand what is exactly happening in each step. So let's run this program first. So the second largest element in the array is 6. Which is the second largest element? 6. That's true, right? Okay, now let's put a debug point over here. Okay, and run this program in a debug mode. So you need to go to the program, right click, debug as Java application, and it will ask you to open the debug perspective so that you can see the options to step into each step and instruct each step to execute separately, and also you can see the variable over here. So we are at this line, okay, and the program is stopped here and it haven't executed this line. So let's execute this line and initialize an array of int. Okay, so if you see, we can see this array over here, arr1, with these piece of values. Okay, now we need to find the second largest element, and we have this method, we are calling this method. So we need not to execute this line. We will go inside this line. To go inside this method, we need to do step into. So once you do step into, it will come to you will come to this line. Okay, now let's initialize this. See the value over here, right? So the highest is minus this value, and the second highest is also the same value. Now will run a loop. So I is equal to 0. The value is 7. So this comparison will happen now. See, here 7 is greater than highest. Of course it is greater than highest, and this will return true, and it will go inside this condition. Okay. Now what we are doing, we are taking this value and assigning it to this value. Since both the values are same, it won't make any difference in this step, but later on it will make a difference. Okay, so let's execute it. And in the highest we are assigning this value, which will be 7. So if I execute this line, you see highest is now 7 and the second highest is this value. It went here, but it will not execute this line at all. It will come back to the for loop. You see, now the value of I will increment to 1, and the value we had at index 1 is 5. So 5 is greater than 7, it's false, right? So it will go to the else if condition. If 5 is greater than second highest, what is second highest? This value, right? So yes, this is true, and we have one more condition. 5 is not equal to 7, so this is also true. So we have one value which is in between this value and this value, so we can change the second highest value, right? So that's what we will do here. Okay, if I run this, the second highest will be 5 now. You see? Okay, now I is what? I is 2, and the value at index 2 is 6. 6 greater than highest, which is 7. Yes, false. This will return false, and it will go to this condition. And if you go to this condition, you will find that this condition is still true. Again true. Okay, 6 is greater than second highest, which is 5, and 6 is not equal to highest, which is 7. So this is true. Again we can go to inside the loop, inside the condition, and change the value. So now second highest will be 6. Okay, so the value of I will again change, and it will be 4, or it will be 3. So at 3 we have 1. Okay, so 1 is greater than highest? No. Okay, that is false. It will go to else condition, and this will also fail because 1 is 1 greater than second highest? False, right? Again it will go, the value of I will be 4 now. You see, here the value is 4. 4 is greater than highest? No. It will go to the else condition. 4 is greater than second highest? No. It will again go to the for loop, increment the value of I to 5, and here again it will check this condition. What we have 2 at index 5, right? 2 is greater than highest? No. It will go to the else condition. 2 is greater than second highest? No. It will complete the loop. Okay, now this condition is satisfied, so it will come out of the loop. Okay, and it will return this value. If you see now, the second highest value will be assigned the same value, which is what this method is returning, and this line will print that value. Hope you guys have understood the concept, and if you find any value in this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks friends.